Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hanging with Howie. And before we get started, we must recognize our longtime sponsor, DJ Event Planner, and you can find them at www.djeventplanner.com. And when this is published to the various different outlets that we use, like YouTube and so forth, and Facebook, right down below in the description, you'll see our other sponsors. And please use that link, and that helps keep us on the air. And we're grateful for those sponsors. With that, I'm going to go left to right and introduce our panel for this evening. And we have our friend Buddy, who's always a welcome asset to us. And get ready, boys. My road dog.
Hey, road dog.
John.
Who could that be?
Boston John, as we affectionately call him, because our big boss is called John. So we were like, how do we differentiate? So anyway,
I feel left out. I'm a drink.
This juice.
I'm a drink now.
See, this
Hey,
just
We
says
got drink.
Water works. You can take. No one says you can't have water.
Gosh,
Yeah,
I didn't know
everybody's
that.
got a nice water or adult
Water?
beverage or something.
Yeah.
These guys want to sponsor me.
whatever you want. And of course, we have Matt with us with the really cool lights in the background. Love those lights.
Hello, everyone, and thank you.
And back from Denver, the Mile High City, the one and only Mr. Jay Brannon. Welcome.
I'm here.
Jay. He's
I'm here. Made it.
All right.
The worst setup for TSA in the country is at Dallas. Denver.
Oh, you are not lying. I've done it once, and once was enough.
And I found a secret. There's North and South TSA that every airline goes through. So everyone funnels into two TSAs. They've added two upstairs that apparently no one but me and about 20 people found out about.
Wow.
What was going to take me an hour this morning at 6:15. Literally, I was third in line at TSA upstairs on what's called the Bridger. And I'm like, I didn't even know this was here. And the guy from TSA is like, we're the quietest one in the airport. I'm like, not for long.
Not well.
Yeah.
Now you publicly announced it.
Knows what I'm talking about. It's like Atlanta. Atlanta does the same thing.
Maybe we should edit this out so that you'll still get through. I mean, we've done shows where we like that, that Go Rack, was like, hey, it's on sale, $30, and then boom, sold out. People were selling for 300. It's like every time we publish something, Jay, I'm sorry. The next time you go through there, it's going to be crowded.
Everyone will be upstairs. You go through downstairs, and it'll be wide open.
Well, fortunately, I've waited this long, but I've now applied for pre-check.
Oh,
So-
I was gonna ask that too.
Yeah, $85 for 5 years. And even though pre-check can still be long sometimes, it's nowhere like at LAX pre-check, there was no one in pre-check. And I probably waited maybe 8 minutes at LAX to get through. Phoenix was a landing, so I didn't do TSA, but I knew going into it this morning. I talked to Buddy last night around midnight and told him I need to get to sleep because I have to get up at 5 to drive 5 miles to the airport because I was so scared of TSA being a long time. And just like I thought, it was. And luckily, one of the employees was like, you can try the other side. It's shorter wait. And it was still a couple hundred people. And I get it, but I don't get it. Like, why have one? Like, I get one central location and then get on a shuttle and go to the airport terminals ABC. But, it just seems like if you've ever gone to Denver Airport, it's always packed because you have every single flyer is there. It's not just your American trip. It's not just your Delta trip. It's everybody. But,
Well, speaking of flying to Denver, what were you doing there, Jay?
I was doing the DMC regional battle that has started up. I think they've got 10 of them this year to get to the U.S. finals. So last night was at a place called Bar Standard, sponsored by an incredible guy and actually couple, Kyle and Christy Z. Kyle owns Mile High DJ, And I've done a couple of jobs for him out there. It's a great shop. He's really fostered the DJ community. He has a scratch practice every Wednesday. He's been doing it for like 9 years.
Wow.
Like everyone's invited to go to the shop and practice scratching.
I love their social media posts. They're always hilarious.
Yeah, he's a DJ first who owns a DJ company, like business. But he's such a fervent supporter of the DJ business. And when you talk to him, he talks like we talk, but he also has the power of, he's a dealer, a supplier. He deals with the technical end of it. He deals with tech support. So it's always, I've been to Denver maybe 5 times to do DJ work. And I always leave with the same feeling. It's such a really nice community. Like people are like, man, thank you so. Like I probably had 20 people come up. Man, just want to thank you for supporting us.
Wow.
Like, yeah, absolutely. That's what we do. It's like, no, it means so much. You guys travel all the way out here, like Memorial Day weekend. We know who you are from the shows, and you made an appearance. And it's like, the DJs that perform were DJ Swamp, who's pretty well known, Babu from Beat Junkie, who's just one of the nicest guys, Trays, who people have seen at Expo and other places, another champion, and it went really, really well. It was a battle of all Denver-based DJs. We gave away some prizes. We gave away some DM40s, some BM50s, a pair of headphones, and it was just a very well-received event. The Twitch connection, and John, you weren't there, Buddy was. At the end of it, I hear what sounds like dark wave, and there's a curtain between me and the back of the DJ booth. And then I hear Bela Lugosi's Dead start playing. I'm like, oh man, that reminds me, I'm in Denver. And Slave One, who's a female darkwave DJ I follow and I used to sub, she's in Denver on Sunday night. She does a live set. I wonder where. And just as I'm thinking this tall girl in all black with pink hair steps out. And I look over and I'm like, it's Slave One. So Bar Standard had the DMC regional battle, and then right after we got done, it turned into a 3-story nightclub, and in the main area it was Slave One. She did her set.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. So I got to see her for a minute. The tragedy of the trip was I tried to be the eco DJ. So when I rented my car, the way Hertz works at airports is they'll say, oh, you can take anything from those 2 areas. And they had a brand new Chevy Bolt electric car, and I've never driven an electric car. So I thought, I'll drive an electric car. This will be fun. So I start it. I wait about 30 seconds to verify it's running because there's no RPM. There's really nothing that tells me it's running because everything's lit up anyway. I push the button for drive. It moves forward. I'm like, okay, I'm good. As I leave, I say, how do I bring this back with fuel? Like, it's electric. What do I do? He goes, oh, you got to be at 3/4. Oh, okay. So I go from there to the hotel to the gig back to the hotel, and I realize I have to charge this. Oh, that probably won't take more than 5 minutes. 45 minutes alone in a parking lot, watching the charging machine constantly going for 45 minutes, and I got it charged. And I spoke with Pulse, our friend Christian. And the first thing when I said, yeah, I got an electric car, and he started laughing. And I go, what's so funny? He goes, did you get range anxiety? I'm like, the whole time, because you stare at the miles you have left. And I knew I had to charge
countdown. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know anything. I'm the dummy in the group about electric cars. So I'm like, what's a fast charge? What's that, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes? It's like getting gas. No, it was fast charging, but it took 45 minutes. And then I ended up going back to the hotel, having a Truly, talking to Buddy for 5, and then going to bed. So it was a good choice for the economy and the system and the world, but I wouldn't recommend getting an electric car unless you know where you're going to charge it as a rental. Because when I left the Hertz place, I went to my hotel, checked in, freshened up, went straight to the gig at 1:00, got out of the gig at 10:15. I have to be at the airport at 6:00 the next day. So even though you've got an 7 3/4 hour window, I'd like to sleep because I got up that day at 1:30 in the morning to drive to LAX to catch a 6 a.m. flight.
Wow.
So I really should have just gotten a gas car. Spent $9.60, charged it. It drove great. It was very comfortable. It had a big iPad in the middle. It was really nice. But, it was a lesson learned.
Yeah.
You do these trips and you look, I don't know if you guys do this, but I always look at Uber, Lyft, and car. Because if Uber and Lyft aren't that much money, I don't want to waste my time with a car. This time the car was much cheaper than Uber and Lyft would have been going back and forth. If you've never been to Denver, I stay in an area about 5 miles away from the airport. Here's a quick tip for you travelers. I never stay in cities. I always stay at airports. And the reason being, when you get up, if you're running late, the last thing you want to do is fight traffic from downtown Boston out to the airport, even though it's not that far. But, downtown Phoenix from the airport's probably 25 miles away. So it's a trip. So I try to stay a little bit closer, and that way I'm not fighting traffic. If there's an accident, if I run late, it's just one of those things I learned to do a long time ago. I also Google Earth the hotel to see if there's a place to eat nearby that I could walk to. Because if you don't have a car, now I used to try. You guys know, I'm not being facetious. I used to fly about 50,000 miles a year for Pioneer.
Right.
I was constantly, this month alone, I've been in and out of Vegas 3 times.
Right.
And Denver once. And the month's not over. So you pick up those little things that just make your life easy, because I'm always alone on these trips. So I'm not out there to party and go nuts, but I'd like it to be convenient to be able to walk and get something to eat after a show.
Sure.
But so it was the Denver DJ community is a great, great community. Really helpful. It's funny, we do all the shows you see at Expo and NAMM and Mobile Beat, and DJs now will bring their own flash drive. Well, this was a hip hop battle show. I had a Rev 7 with a laptop, and then 2 PLX and an S11. So DJs are walking up going, "Hey, can I jump on this?" I'm like, "Sure, go ahead, go nuts." All of a sudden, they pick up their backpack. They take out their laptop. They take out their vinyl. They take out their phase. They take out their slip mats. They set it all up, and then they start going. And I'm like, "Is this okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, go nuts." I've just never seen people go to that extreme that they would bring their own laptops,
all the gear,
vinyl.
You did say it was a competition, so.
Oh yeah, but and these weren't even guys that were competing. Some of them, they just were there to enjoy it. But I guess it's if you were at a guitar competition and you played guitar and you decide you're going to strap your Les Paul across your back and show up with it just in case. Just in case. Some cool amps and you want to try them. Yeah, you want to make sure you give yourself every possible advantage.
Well, thank you so much, Jay.
Yeah,
buddy.
Absolutely.
How was your weekend?
I was actually off this weekend, just getting ready for my next gig and put together music. It's one of the things that I think every DJ, I know I heard Jay talk about before, and a few other DJs here on the in the chill room, and just going through and get rid of doubles and triples and quadruples of the same song over and over again. That's what my weekend entailed. So, but I get to watch you guys through social media and get to see a bunch of stuff going on, and I was like, oh man, I felt I was missing something, but I also got a chance to enjoy the holiday weekend, which is a seldom thing for us DJs who got work weekends. So as a working full-time DJ, having a weekend off here and there was actually nice, and got to spend some time with the boss and got to do other things around the house, including a little yard work and trying to fix my my music and try to get rid of the doubles and triples and so forth. So that was my weekend. So not much.
All right. Well, thanks, buddy. We'll go to Matt. How was your weekend? Did you gig?
Oh, yes, I did. I traveled about 2.5 hours down the road to Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. And I was working on behalf of DJ Precisa. I don't know if you're familiar with her work at all, but she's she's really big in Savannah, Hilton Head area. I know she'll be on a lot of the Facebook groups and at a
She's
lot of
Bose
these
DJ, right?
conventions. Yes.
Yeah, I know
yes,
her.
she is.
I see her all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. That's actually how I met her. I was watching DJ Rachel walk through MEX, and she stopped at Bose, and she's like, "Oh, there's Precisa over here," and I commented on it, and there it just kept going from there. And so I had the opportunity to work a gig for her at one of the resorts that she does there, and yeah, it was nice. It was very rainy and windy for a couple of days, so didn't get to do much on those. It was more of a supposed to work 2 dates, ended up just working 1 date sort of situation. But nice time on the island. If you guys ever get to go there, I don't know if you've ever been, but yeah, it is wonderful. Yeah, and it's a good mixture of beach type scenery, and then just also, if you just want just a regular hit the town type vibes too. So it's got both. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was an experience, to work for a multi-op, because I've normally just done DJ Matt Ames type stuff. So so to be able to go and represent someone else like that, it was a great experience.
Well, did you play beach music?
I actually didn't. The event coordinator at the resort, he had requested 70s and 80s for that. It was a very family driven resort type area, and he just kind of wanted to keep a good clean. But well, I mean, beach music's not bad, but nobody was really wanting that. Right? Yes, shag music, beach music, all of that.
Right? Yeah, beach.
Yeah. I at least get one request every wedding I do for that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's always some older couple that get out there and they tear it up. They put on a clinic.
They do. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Do you get that where
it's
you are,
amazing
Howie?
to watch.
Do people? Beach shag is huge because they do it on the boardwalks. And what it is you're on the same level. The band sets up on the boardwalk outside of a bar or something, and that's how they get their electric. And everybody going by, next thing you know, there's 100 people, and like 40 and up just doing this beach shag, beach music. It's huge. It's huge.
I had a wedding and they were from North Carolina, I think so. And they requested beach music. So I immediately went, oh, Beach Boys, Jan and Dean, like no, like shagging. I had to call 10 DJs. This is probably 10 years ago. And no one in California knew what I was talking about. And I finally got one guy that was a transplant. And he's like, oh, it's this. It's like kind of fast old Motown, 50s vibey.
Yeah.
But they, you say.
I actually have a crate called Beach Shag.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. They tore it up, like you said, Howie.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Because then they're going to get thirsty and go in that bar and spend money, But, wow, Matt, I mean, you have given a lesson or reiterated a lesson, for some newcomers, to, just network with people. I mean,
network and expand your horizons. And
my gosh, and next thing you know, you're in Hilton Head. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's truly amazing. John, what did you do?
What haven't I done?
I know you were.
I've been
this man was on
nonstop.
flyers.
I know. I was on flyers. I've been nonstop for the last 8 days, and I get 5 more before I get a day off. It's just been that kind of a cycle. But just this weekend. All right. Well, just a quick recap. So here's why it's important to know how to do a bunch of different things. So Friday night was a pub and restaurant. It was a DJ set, dance music. We get to Saturday ends up being an event at a big atrium, which is going to be decorative architecture. So we have to do pipe and drape to close off for a commencement ceremony, a graduation. So that's a setup and tear down. No music on that one. That's just, a lot of labor and make it look pretty. Sunday, which would typically be the day off, but no, there's a wedding, and we got to go in and do up lights and string lights and set that down next door to the TD Garden the night that the Celtics were off, thankfully. So there was no traffic. I'm sure tonight it's a different story down there.
Sure.
So that was, again, that's just uplighting and, light the place up in the right colors. That was a wedding, and that ran 6 to 11. So we tore that down last night and then got up at 5 this morning for Monday to go do a City of Cambridge Veterans Day at the park outside of Harvard University. We had DJ between 2 live bands, do sound, full PA, stage, tents, face painting with stilt walkers and a pony.
Wow, that's great. Well,
so
I myself, I didn't expect to be doing anything, and one of the new neighbors had a party, but they didn't have any music, and I had gone out to my truck and they were like, hey, why don't you join us? I go, you guys don't have any music? And I was like, well, that's what I do for a living. I said, if you want, I could set you up with some music. I said, you look like you have like 30 people here, like what, $3-4 a piece chip in. I said, I'll rent it to you for $100. And they were like, really? I go, well, how's it going to work? I said, it can work any way you want. I could put it on autoplay and play whatever you want, or you can control the music and play Spotify, and take turns using your phones. I said, I just gave them the code for that. I said, this is what you want to look for to pair in. And they're like, whoa. And then they were very impressed with the sound because they're very high quality speakers, as you know. And it was cool because they wanted me to stay, but I was just not into, doing, bong hits and, the funnel drinking thing and the shots. And I came and
party scene. Yeah.
Yeah. I sat right here and I can hear. I said, don't touch this. The only thing you can use is your phone. I said, and I can hear, and I could sit here and I could hear the music and hear what was going on. And I made $100 sitting on the couch. So that was nice money, So, and then I didn't have to walk far either, so,
nice.
It was an 8-inch top, it was enough to keep the noise ordinance down. As a matter of fact, noise ordinance is till 10, and they had a low fire pit going. And I said, look, I think you can get away. I went back out. I said, if you guys are just going to be around the fire, I'm going to turn this down a little bit because everybody in the neighborhood has a party going. I said, they probably won't bother you. And they didn't. They went till midnight and they were happy as hell. And they go, how much extra till midnight? And I went, it's on me, and they made friends. So who knows, they might have an affair or sometime they go, hey, we got a neighbor, so there you go, networking again, that kind of thing. So, hey, before we put a fork in it, does anybody have any final thoughts? Jay has given us some great stuff with the airport stuff and everything else, and Matt with the networking, and oh my gosh, and Buddy with getting rid of duplicates in your downtime, and John, well, he's just a road dog.
Keep on going. Road dog.
All right, thank you all so much for tuning in. This should be up in a week or so, and don't forget, leave a comment down there if there's something you want us to bring up on the show. We'll be happy to do that. As soon as it's published, it'll be down below, and we always look for them. So thank you all for tuning in.